Harlow. You're going to help me out. Okay? Forgive the redneck fencing, but it's to keep other dogs out more than to keep the dog I'm working on in, because I have a bunch of oh so helpful Cocker Spaniels that want to get in my way. All right, Miss Harlow. So the standing facing you so I can look at his upper back and neck is perfect. The laying down on each side is perfect. Some of the other things that I would do, depending on how he tolerates laying down, I can look at doing some shoulder flexion and extension in sitting or standing. So maybe try just, okay, don't be ridiculous. Doing a full extension from the shoulder. So I'm holding the elbow. Harlow, you're not helping, but I'm stabilizing the shoulder. And then I'm flexing it up in on itself. The one thing I would really like to be able to do that he is probably not going to like is the way that I check ribs is with the dog sitting, I get in behind them and I palpate down here on either side. Basically, the breastbone is here. The spot to palpate the ribs is like right on either side of that landmark. Okay? Now, if he's sore in there, he's really gonna hate this. So if you guys could maybe work on that, and if somebody's got really good control of his head, because if I start to push down in a spot that's sore, he's not gonna like it, and he's not gonna like it from somebody he doesn't know. Okay? The other thing that I do, and I don't have cookies with me, is I will do a quick assessment of the neck using cookies to get neck extension, neck flexion, and then side flexion to either side. So most dogs will follow a cookie for that. I'm assuming that he will follow whatever you ask him to do with that. The only other thing I might check in standing, other than the front, is I might take a second to look at his pelvis and just make sure everything is level there. I don't anticipate finding anything problematic because it is primarily front end, but I would like to be able to do that if I can. In side lying, and I have an advantage you don't, in that I can just make my dog lay down on her side. Flat, please. Good girl. Get off, for God's sake. I'm filming this, you idiots. I will again, if I need to, check the shoulder extension and flexion, and I'd like to kind of be able to feel around in there. But if he's sore, again, he may not appreciate. So basically I'm using my fingers to get in under the head of the humerus and just sort of palpate. She's not as muscled as he is, so I may have limited success in being able to do that on him. I try to kind of feel around the shoulder blade too, just to see if there's any particular spot that's tight or, you know, a little bit irritated or whatever. I did hear Wade say that he was warmer on one side than the other, so that's something I'll pay attention to. And also the weight shifting in the front. So that paw is really good for me to have a quick check of his weight shifting, where he's kind of making all the decisions as to how much weight he moves from side to side. I think that's probably the bulk of it. Everything else you've done looks really good. So I'm looking forward to the evaluation on Wednesday and seeing where we go from there. Thank you. Good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl.